What's up, guys? Another exciting video to drop for you today. I'm so excited. I saw the kit, I glanced at it, I turned the camera on. I'm gonna show it to you guys. You're not gonna believe what Rustbelt Mechanic has that we're actually going to install personally on his LBZ Duramax. I don't know how you can fit more Go Fast parts in here. I have no clue, but I think we could figure this one out.
It's gonna go faster.
So anyways, we are here at HSP. If you are considering buying any sort of custom pipe work, piping kits, cold air intakes, Y-bridges, traction bars, so on and so forth. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and just leave their link in the description if you guys are interested in checking them out. So we're gonna be doing a lot more videos here, and it's just a lot of fun. So once we're done here, I'm gonna show you guys the kit, which I need to get to, so I'm sorry. We're gonna be moving this thing down, and we're gonna be doing some awesome work at Matt's shop at Diesel
You and
Pros.
Matt are stealing the truck.
Yeah, we sure are. How you feeling about that, Matt?
I'm excited. It's gonna be fun.
Definitely. You guys know Matt. He's the owner at Diesel Pros in Swartz Creek, Michigan. Everything's going on in Michigan. You're from Ohio.
Yeah, I know.
As a matter of fact, you drove here and you got pulled over.
I did. I got pulled over.
Because
they thought my truck was something that stood out. Whatever. Big lifted truck on 37 stands out or something like that.
So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and show you what he's got for the Duramax.
So the kit that we had going on here, first we had, you know, what you guys saw with Ryan's 6871, and we're switching it up a little bit, and we're going with the big compound overstock kit from HSP. We got the same color in the dark gray that goes amazing with the truck. The colors work great with it. We opted for the black bands, the black hardware to go with it. Just that little bit of extra panache to the video, you know, to the build. I think we got a couple of extra little goodies here with it too. The turbo cover, and the turbo that we ended up going with was their billet S475 housing with a 115 output to it.
So what are you doing with Ryan's turbo?
Ryan's turbo, we're actually going to change it out. Going with a 68mm turbo on this kind of a setup, it would be all right if you were doing it for race only, but that's not. We want some low-end power to it. So we're going to be actually swapping that one out for another Ryan's turbo. We're going to be getting their 6466 VGT with some high flow vanes also. So a little bit smaller to be able to help us spool up a lot better on the low end. And then we got that big mamma jamma.
So the reason why you got the kit is specifically only to do burnouts.
It helps. It would help.
Joe, which is the owner here at HSP, it's really cool to be able to meet you and have you actually allow me to come here and do videos. I think it's just the coolest thing in the world. You know, this is your kit, and it's definitely something that we need to really push out to the viewers and talk a little bit more about.
So basically, with his VGT as a single in the valley and all of our intercooler tubing, we're just making the charger do the best it possibly can. I mean, we're taking away as much restriction as we can with the intercooler tubes, the intake itself, the mouthpiece, and you're just going to run into some issues with, not say issues, but depending on what you're doing with the truck, where compounds can shine, you know, better than a single. The compound setup pretty much comes with, I mean, everything you're going to need. The cold side intercooler tube will be changed out because it's routed over the intercooler instead of behind of it, kind of like the traditional factory style. We do a bracket stand. We extend the drain out to make just install a little bit easier. The charger he went with is a 475. He's going to go with a 64.5mm compressor on the VGT turbo he's going out to. It's an awesome all-around setup. I mean, you can have the low-end grunt from the VGT, but then, you know, the 475 is going to just continue to pull through, you know, the whole power range and RPM range. Towability is awesome. The extra air from the 475 definitely keeps EGTs in check when you're pulling. We like to make sure that everything is there that he needs. The hot crossover will connect from the VGT over to the 475. This is the tube that'll take the air from the 475 outlet into the VGT in the valley. Obviously both sides are O-ringed just to make sure we have a perfect seal. Comes with a coolant tank. replaces the factory one to make room for everything. On the hot side intercooler tube from the VGT, we decided to go with a blow-off valve just to kind of help with that, the barking of the charger. If you do have to chop the throttle, all that boost has to go somewhere, and it really is hard on the compressor housings and the bearings and everything on the VGT, any of the high pressure turbos without one. You actually did well, I don't know if you know this, but we threw in the billet thermostat housing. That's kind of a perk just to get everything, the coolant up front. It routes a little bit differently and just help cleans up the engine bay a little bit. So as far as the hardware goes, in a single application, you just have a lot less components. The compound, it does add a little bit of extra, extra components, but the benefits definitely outweigh the cons of having the extra stuff, under the hood. Everything as far as all of your clamps, all of your boots, the turbo is going to come with your oil feed and drain lines. We really try to, as far as the quality of the product, I mean, we do everything we can to make it as good as we possibly can. I mean, I like cleanliness and I mean a race inspired product. I mean, that's what we do. We torture tested every one we can put on here and make sure we can beat on it, and you guys are never going to have issues with it.
So the turbo that Kyle went with here is our Billet 475. This is a 6-wheel turbine, or I'm sorry, a 6-wheel compressor. And then he also went with a 115 exhaust housing. And what the exhaust housing is going to do is it's going to help that charger to spool up faster down low. It's going to lose a little bit of power on the top end, but he was mainly concerned about that low end power helping get those EGTs down. Standard, we normally sell a 132 housing on these kits for the guys really looking for the performance. It's a great housing that does well all around, but Kyle wanted to make sure he had that low end grunt that he needed in this truck.
It's real easy to see online guys getting these giant turbos, and the reality is if you think about the percentages that you're driving your truck, 99% of the time you're in that 1500 to 2500 RPM range, and those big turbos, they're just not in their efficiency range. They're going to be sluggish and lazy and almost in the way of just the engine trying to create the air that it's supposed to make the power. So we really want to make sure that the turbo is sized for the driving style of whoever's driving the truck. I mean, it's no fun to be able to pull up next to a Mustang or Camaro and go to race, and all of a sudden they're gone by the time your turbo even lights. I mean, you'll get left behind. But with stuff sized properly, I mean, they're going to have a hard time keeping up with even just a stock motor truck, stock fuel truck with a kit like this.
I want you guys to leave in the comments below if you'd like to see me do more YouTube videos here at HSP as well, to give you guys some really good knowledge and some good footage as far as what you guys would do with making probably the best educated decision for your truck when it comes to piping kits. You ready for this, dude?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm pumped, I'm pumped.
Yeah, no, very excited to put it in and see what kind of power numbers it makes after we get it all put together.
We are here in the shop at Diesel Pros, once again, Swartz Creek, Michigan. And you guys have already seen the video that we released on the twin turbo kit that Kyle, Rustbelt Mechanic, received from HSP. We are so excited right now to be here.
Sure, yeah, so today we got Kyle's truck in the shop here. Got both fender liners out of it, and just ready to start plugging away at it. We're gonna put the compound kit in it, pull the primary charger out of it. We're gonna go down to a 6466 and then put in the compound turbo kit. So yeah, we're pretty excited to do the build here, and we're gonna see what kind of numbers he can lay down after this. So definitely think it's gonna be an upgrade for him, and then give him a little bit better drivability and things like that out of this thing. So yeah, we're looking for him to be happy, and it's gonna be a fun build.
So I know what you guys are going to say, Rustbelt Mechanic, he's a mechanic, why is he not doing this on his own? Well, I mean, he's got a full-time job, and he's entrusting Matt in the Diesel Pros team here in Swartz Creek to really work on his truck and do a great job, and that says a lot, coming from Kyle, so.
For sure. Yeah, so Kyle had approached us and asked if we'd be willing to put in this HSP compound kit for him, and absolutely.
Okay, so here we are. Everything is installed in the Duramax. I'm pumped. I know you already drove it, but
Yeah, I've drove it a couple times.
whoa, you can hear that blow-off valve.
Yeah.
I just grinned like a little girl.
We gotta work with that blow-off valve just a little bit more. She's regulating that about 38 to 40 pounds of boost.
38 to 40 pounds is what we just hit.
Yeah, we need to tighten that up a little bit. She's got more potential.
Yeah, I'd say so. Man, that'll put you in your seat. You guys, I'm telling you, if you were sitting in my seat right now, I mean, he's got a steering wheel to hold on to, but wow. We want to make sure that all the shifts are where they need to be. You hear that blow-off valve, Matt?
Yeah, yep.
Oh man, we got to duplicate that. Not right now, but too bad we can't give her the berries. It really sounds good. It's just not, the turbo isn't as loud, but it's very responsive. That was probably about, not even, it was just shy of half. And yeah, it didn't clean up very good at all. But you know, with that bigger charger, you know, it's got to catch up. But
well, keep in mind there's a fuel
responsiveness
system in it too.
Yeah, dual fuelers, bigger injectors.
Yeah.
But the responsiveness is just unbeatable. This would be a great thing for, like, you know, daily driving. As crazy as that sounds, if you just drive it like a grandpa, like a moderate person, this would be a great daily driver. I'm not gonna lie, guys. This is my first time ever driving anything this powerful in a LBZ platform, so I'm really impressed with it. I'm trying to take it easy right now, just because of, you know, the relearn process seems to be already kind of worked through itself, but we don't want to give her the berries, you know, especially when Kyle gets here. I'd hate to blow something up or kick it sideways on the highway.
Right before he gets here.
Yeah, so we're trying to take her easy, that's all. Well, what's up?
This is Diesel Pros, huh?
Yeah, it's your first time being here.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, this is Mitchell Phelps. This is my brother-in-law, so this is my wife's brother. And he's the one that got me in the diesel game, by the way. So?
Where's my truck? Look at this thing. I've missed it so much. This is ridiculous. There's 2 turbos in there.
I know.
Like 20 to 30 hours just putting everything together. And a lot of that is kind of due to just making sure that everything is clean and everything fits right, and you know, everything is just put in properly and everything's set in its place. Placing the clamps the right way and making sure the boots are straight and everything like that.
How all that wrapping is, and where all the clamps and everything is all placed. That's super clean.
What I think is really neat is you have the coolant bypass right here, the thermostat housing, the forward-facing thermostat housing from HSP. It's a great setup. I know HSP is the only one that actually makes these, and I think it's really neat that you have it on your truck. It was a good call on your end to
It
get
looks
that.
really good. I really like it.
Hey, what are you doing over there?
It's so nice.
Whatever it is, it's on your channel.
Start
We're actually
it.
going live right now at the same time.
Start it.
Quieter. Quiet.
It sounds so good. Sorry. I have a little something through here.
Whoa, keep that thing away from me.
That high pitch whine doesn't build up quite as much as it did before compared to like what the 68 did. That's also just because you're at a fixed vane turbo after the VGT, so it's like a little muffler to it, but you could still hear that thing spool up pretty good.
So The turbo itself wasn't very loud, but upon getting on it, you can really hear it. It sounds beautiful. It really does. What is the worst part about this entire project? What was the most laborious, or one of the biggest hiccups, or just not fun things to do in this entire process?
The hardest part on this particular truck, the hardest part would have been dealing with the fuel line for the dual fueler. We were going to switch this to a LML dipstick tube, and that was a royal pain.
Clean. It looks really good, and I can see what you're talking about with that dual fueler pipe, because I remember how much fun I had getting that on. It's dual CP3s, so it has 2 stock CP3s. One is stock in the valley, and then a second one is mounted up there just to the other side of the AC compressor. It's a kit from PPE or PPEI, and it's a nice kit and everything. It's a bear to put on.
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the video. This is kind of a process making this video from the HSP shop. Weeks forward ahead right now to where Kyle's now receiving his new Duramax, and he has not actually started it up. He hasn't driven it. So we're gonna go ahead and get some more footage for you on that end. So I need you to stay tuned and watch the very next video that I post on I'd say the saga of the compound HSP kit on the LBZ for Rustbelt Mechanics Duramax. Matt, again, I appreciate you letting us do videos here at the shop here at Diesel Pros and Performance.
Sure. Yep.
And if you guys ever want to do any cool work, heavy work, whatever you want to talk about, repairs, make sure you reach out to these guys out here in Swartz Creek, Michigan. Other than that, I appreciate your time. We'll see you on the next video. Take care.
Smiles for days.
I know, I saw that big old beard smile.
Smiles for days. There's nothing comparison to that one. Yeah, it is quite a bit quieter on that one, but the fact you hear the first one spool up, you hear the second one spool up, and then it just keeps going and going and going.